Hello, my little munchkin boys and girls. Thanks for joining me. My name is Tsetsi, and you visited my YouTube channel and my home in London, and together we're going to be eating today. What I have here is something that I've bought from the Asian supermarket, and I'm going to be doing some unboxing first. So let's start with this. This is seasoned dried anchovy. We also have some sushi rolls, Y&G sushi roll. The smell is just incredible. Just amazing smell. Orgasmic. What I also have is this delicious looking seaweed salad. This looks to be all Korean items, by the way, because it's written in Korean everywhere that I've looked at so far. So we also have this kimchi, pickled cabbage with chili powder and sauce, matte kimchi. I also have something quite unique, which I've never even seen before, and it's called jokbal. Jokbal. And what it is boiled pork hocks. Okay, and then what I have is just a little bit of barbecue sauce, because I like to season my food with barbecue sauce sometimes. And then I have for dessert some fresh blueberries, and then I also have macadamia nuts. And there's some peanuts in there too. So let's get started, shall we? I've also brought a pitcher of hot water because when my kimchi is too spicy, I like to dip it in hot water. Don't be mad at me for that. This looks very appetizing. This is good. The smell of this jokbal. Very nice. Let me know, comment below, let me know if I'm eating this right. I like to eat it in the most authentic way possible. Are you supposed to eat it like this? Or how are you supposed to eat it? Are you supposed to eat it like this? Or like how? Like that? I don't know. You tell me. This chair is quite uncomfortable here. Oh my god. It's very juicy and it's so flavorful, and it's almost like eating a juicy something juicy. I'm gonna try the kimchi now. I'm just washing it. Wow. This flavor is very unique. I don't think I've tried kimchi like that before. We have in our local Korean restaurant, there's the people there, they make their own kimchi, and I see them like every month or so. They make kimchi. What they do is they take these big cabbages and with the big cabbage, they basically cut it up and they put it in these big tubs. So I don't know what they like. You have to watch some kimchi making recipes or something, but they pretty much leave it there for like a few days in that big tub, and then they season it and then it becomes kimchi. Well, when you do it that way, it's just so spicy. You know? Like, I think it's a bit too spicy for me. Because when I buy it from the Korean restaurant, I basically have to like dump it. Dump the whole thing into the, like this. Dump everything into the bowl, wash it out, and then eat it, you know? But the one from the Asian market has a different flavor to it. This one was also made like locally. All these freshly made foods they're not coming from afar. They're coming from somewhere nearby. Someone's making them. Some hard-working hands at work. Oh, Jesus. Even though I'm washing this kimchi in the water, look at the color of the water. Crazy. Imagine all the spices that are inside. So even though I'm washing it in the water, it's still quite spicy. Very spicy. Let's see what else we got here. Get some dessert. I want to try this now. Jesus, that kimchi. Oh. I was gonna tell you guys something and I forgot. I'll remember. This is so delicious. It's like God created us on this earth to enjoy food like that. It's amazing. This world has so much to offer. Alright, I'm gonna try it without the barbecue sauce. Wow. Amazing. Just amazing. I wonder how this fish tastes like. Ooh. It's not crunchy. It's more like How would I describe the taste? It's sweet. It's definitely sweet. And then just a little bit like anchovy-ish, like just a little bit fishy, just a little bit, tiny, not that bad, not that fishy. So yeah, seasoned dried anchovy. What I'm thinking is like this anchovy, right? I think it's used for maybe even seasoning for the sushi, because I don't know. I don't know that it's eaten like that. I mean, you probably know. Go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong. But it is quite delicious. I've always liked anchovies. They have a lot of flavor. So the kimchi and anchovies are really just seasoning for just seasoning for food. I don't think they're the actual main food that you're supposed to eat. Amazing. I'm so glad I'm eating this with you. Oh, I know what I was gonna tell you. So, not too long ago, I stumbled upon a guy on the internet who was interviewed about Centurions. You know, people who do things to live long. And he had very scarce information. He didn't have much information to share with us, but he claims to have met a man who is something like 500 years old. I believe so. Yeah, I believe that's what he said. 500. I don't even know. How is that possible? I mean, he scoured the earth looking for people like that. And he went to India to a Centurion festival, and he couldn't find any Centurions there, like real Centurions, not the ones that, not like, he was just saying that they're being talked about at that festival, but they're not really there. But I managed to find one, and it's not just a Centurion. It's somebody really, really old. You know, something like 500. Well, oh my goodness, all of this is so delicious. Oh my gosh. It's so tasty, it's almost sinful. I'm gonna try this. Oh, how is this smell possible? Like, I don't even understand how, like, do they flavor it with smell, with scent? This little sauce that comes with it is like I'm sliding down on my chair. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so the Centurion guy, right? This sauce is like a black bean sauce. So, what do they call it? Jjajangmyeon? Jjajangmyeon? I don't know. Jjajangmyeon is the black bean noodle, but this sauce is definitely like a black bean sauce. Well, the sauce is definitely very, very overbearing, like overpowering. I got these things in Kingston, by the way. It's an area of London. I don't know if it's in London or just outside of London, but basically Kingston is I think it's either in or at the borderline of London, and it's a place where the two connect, like Surrey and London, because they have like buses that connect. And that's like the connecting hub with the buses. These blueberries are definitely a must-have for them, for this spread. That's because my cheese. Well, they just complement the flavor of the food so well. Anyway, so the Centurion guy, right? I don't know how he managed to meet him. He says that the guy lives in the Mediterranean region and is you know, right around 500 years old. And he just says so little about him. Like, they asked him, well, what does he eat? He said, well, he eats the normal, like the usual food of the Mediterranean region with like spices and everything, but like he eats very, very little. That's his that's one of his secrets, supposedly. Stuff keeps getting stuck in my mouth, in my teeth. Anyway, so one thing he was saying about this guy that I found interesting is that it's so good. So the one thing that was very, very interesting to me is that the guy said to this man who met him, who claims to have met him, he said to him, one thing I never ever do, or one thing I try never to do, and that is, whenever I eat, I try to eat with people, with other people, in the company of people, you know. And that's like a very big thing when you, apparently that's one of his big secrets, is that not only does he eat very little, like the amount that we would eat to snack, like as a snack every day, that's his whole entire food for the day. But that even though he eats so little, he tries to eat with other people. It's not good to eat alone. That's what it says anyway. And the guy's been married like so many times. And every time the girl that he marries is really a girl, is not an old woman, he looks, supposedly, he looks about 60, like a normal grandpa-ish look. And if you see him on the streets, you won't be able to recognize that he is 500 years old. I find that so hard to believe. But anyway, I'll just take it for what it's worth, that information. And then that guy who, you know, the Centurion, he marries a woman each time of a childbearing age. And he manages to do that. He marries the woman like a different country every time. Like he's had a woman who was Jewish, like in Israel. Like he lived for the last 100 years in Israel. And then he had a woman who is, and he was, I think, Christian, right? Yeah, but it doesn't matter because the woman, he accepts the religion of the woman whenever he marries her. So, and then he gets really attached to them. And if they die, he gets mad at them. Like, why did you leave me, you know? He just gets upset. And he's had many children over the years. But the one son that he had, who lived to be the longest, lived to be 200 years old. And he couldn't go beyond that. I don't know. That's crazy. Because apparently, oh Jesus, this is so delicious. He apparently didn't listen to his father's advice when he told him what to do. Ooh, sour. What to do, what not to do. And if he would have listened to his father, he would be, you know, 500, over 500 years old himself. that's what happens to children when they don't listen to their parents. They can't benefit and can't experience the same things because they don't listen. I'm still trying to adjust my chair. Sorry. But oh my god, all this food is so delicious. This is almost like soft and chewy. This is what it looks like. So, yeah, and the guy said, don't eat alone. If you want to be a centurion, if you want to live long, always eat with company, always. Which I thought it was, that was profound, that was astonishing. Like, how could that be a factor, you know, in living long? I'm just using the little soy sauce that comes with it, with the sushi. Now you might ask me, what kind of sushi is that? Well, it looks like 3 kinds of sushi. Let's find out what kind they are. This looks like egg. And this looks like crab meat. Imitation crab meat. So this could be a California roll. Okay, here we go. Fish roe, steamed rice in laver or laver, whatever that is, I don't know. It just has like 3 kinds of colors. Like, I'll show you. This is the green kind. And you see it's green. Oh wait, it's not 3 kinds, it's 2. 2. And the pink kind. Let me take one that's not gonna fall apart any minute. Yeah. So this has egg, cucumber, and crab meat. And it's a California roll to my knowledge, but who am I to say? I just eat it. I don't analyze it. might be like Tsetsi. What else did the Centurion man say? Is he eating meat? Yes, he eats meat. Yeah, he does. His favorite food is lamb. Not this. Is it pork hooves? Was it hooves? Pork hocks. What is the hock? I don't know. I don't know, but it's delicious. If you can find it in the market, get it and try it. Or you may already know what it is. And you may have already tried it or eat it regularly. I don't know. Mmm. 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 Nice. Mm. Mm. Oh my god. Tsetsi, what kind of other things did the Centurion man say? Well, he remembered Jesus. He remembered Jesus, and he like he might have even witnessed the crucifixion. Yeah, I thought that was wild too, because I mean, it's one thing that you lived 1,000 years old, but now that I think about it, you might be 1,000 years old. However long ago the crucifixion of Christ took place. I'm trying to think, like, we're in AD now. 2016 AD, right? Are we in AD? And so that man is at least 2,000 years old. And 2016. So I was wrong. I was completely off when I said 500. He witnessed the crucifixion of Christ, people. Oh my gosh, this is the best. Can't stop myself. So he witnessed the crucifixion of the Christ, and he's become so traumatized from that experience that he hardly wants to talk about it. But he shared with our guy who found him and interviewed him. And he shared that, and he was like teary-eyed every time that he remembered that scene, because it happened before his eyes, apparently. He also said he also gets very emotional when he remembers his wives because he feels connected to his wives. And like the last one, even though she lived to be like, I don't know, well, I don't know how old she was, but he stayed in her country for 100 years and was then pretty much ready to move on. Only after the 100-year mark had passed. He gets very attached to these women. He feels like, you know, marrying a woman is like the ultimate experience in his life, because he's changed so many countries. He moves every 100 years. He moves from one country to another, and he also, not only that, but he changes identities. So, my nose. And changing his identities is because it's just to protect him. It's so crucial to his existence to change his identity, because if he doesn't, people will track him down, and they will take him down too. Because people in government, they're cruel. And when they set their sights on someone and suspect that he's got something that they want, or that they want to know about, or that they're afraid of, you know, they either want his secrets or they just want to eliminate him. So he's very afraid. He's very like incognito. Like, you don't know his real name, and you don't know his real oh my goodness. This food is so appetizing. So you don't know his real identity, just because he's trying to protect himself. But he's pretty much taking on a new fake identity every time he moves from one country to another. Now, another thing that they said about him is that he's very interested in anybody who can offer him to travel and move from one part of the world to another, because he's not able to do that himself with the identities that he creates. I got some different kind of fruit here. I got some blueberries as a dessert, because I ate my dessert already. Yeah, so he's basically very interested in traveling, because he doesn't have all the proper passport and documentation. And the guy who found him to interview him, he's actually, you know, offered him that kind of opportunity to travel. So that's why he revealed his secrets. and befriended him somewhat, not completely, because he's very, very private person, right? And he also said that there's other Centurion men and women, but we just don't know about them. Like, we don't know who they are. Like, they'll be walking down the street and you don't know that this man is 200 years old because he looks like he's about 60. So he looks like this particular man, over my boobs. This particular man had all of his teeth in his mouth, but they've become like a different color. They become like almost see-through, like not white, not white at all. Almost like I imagine them yellow and see-through, like translucent. Yeah, that's the word, translucent. And what he said was that he used to swoosh oregano oil when he was young, back in the Jesus era, who knows, and that's what made his teeth like that. But he got to keep all of them, so he kept the teeth, but they became like translucent yellowish. But so delicious. Wow. Let me see, what else can I tell you about the Centurion? Yeah, so he's had many children over the years. Not just 2-3 sons, but those like 2-3 sons lived quite long. All the other children have died. They've passed on. Out of all this, the fish seems to be like my favorite. The sauce can get you though. It's like sweet and tangy in the beginning, but then quickly it turns on you. It's really like deep spicy. Like, what kind of sauce is that? Dried anchovy, soy sauce, water, soybean, wheat and salt, sugar, sesame, corn syrup, flour, sugar, chili paste. Oh, that's what it is. It's chili paste with sugar. RLOE? I don't know what that is. Vegetable oil. Anti-foaming agent. Whether you want it or not, there is an agent inside. So, yeah, so much with my story about the Centurion. I'm just trying to think of other secrets that he said that we should, know about. I can't think of anything else. Oh gosh, this food is something else. I'm telling you. Isn't sushi like a Japanese dish? Have I got like Korean, Japanese, seaweed salad? What kind of food is that? And then this pork. I'm gonna have to look these up after the video. But it's delicious. And they have it at the Kingston Market. Jesus. If you live in London, all you gotta do is take the bus, 111, to Kingston. Then go to, when you get off at Kingston, at the center on the High Street, then what you want to do is head down towards the, I don't know what it's called. Look at this green juice. Oh. Spilled it. This is more than delicious. By the way, one time I was in a restaurant outside. I was just sitting down at a table, and the waitress came up to me and she said, I don't know if I was eating something or drinking something. I don't remember. I might have been eating and drinking. I might have had beer with my meal. But anyway, so the waitress comes up to me and she says, see that man over there? She said, this meal is free for you from him. I said, why is that? She said, well, he liked the way you eat and the way you drink too. I thought that was interesting because the man He didn't even want to get to know me. He was like, he wasn't even facing me. He was like facing sideways. And then suddenly, as soon as I found out he's treating me to the meal, he got up and left. Maybe he felt embarrassed. Oh my goodness, I hope this whole structure doesn't collapse on me. Please pray. Pray with me, people. Please. Yeah, so anyway, somebody really liked how I ate, and he wasn't concerned with anything else other than to enjoy watching me eat and to treat me. Other people have also told me that whenever I eat, it immediately makes them want to eat too, and about like the same thing. There's an excellent buffet in Wimbledon. It's my favorite. Great. My berries. So this buffet is like Indian food, Chinese food, and Mexican food all at once. All in one place. Comment below if you want me to tell you what the name of the restaurant is, but because I don't want to like advertise it unless people want to know, then I'll tell you. But that restaurant has everything you can think of, all the different Indian curries, all the different excuse me, all the different Chinese dishes, at least 10 main course dishes there, at least like 6-7 Mexican dishes, and like 20 different Indian dishes. But the good thing is that it's, you know, it's variety. But the bad thing about it, the not so good thing about it, is that they don't let you take any of the food home. So how are you supposed to enjoy it at home? They do not do takeaway. They will not also let you take any of your leftovers home, no matter how much you offer to bribe them. They do not budge. And it's a popular buffet too, you know. This is what the meat looks like. I'll show you now. If anyone knows what part of the pork this is, let me know. It's very chewy and soft, and it smells like wonderful aroma. So yeah, it's great restaurant. Oh my god. And they don't do takeaway. Now what kind of business are they like running, you know? People want to buy takeaway. Let them fill up the box. What's the big deal? Takeaway. So what? Like, I can't go there every time and spend like 2 hours of my time sitting at a table. I want to take it home. I want to eat it outside on the street. I want to do lots of things with their food, but why should I have to sit there? Plus, it's very noisy. All kinds of children all the time. Lots of music. It's like a disco hall. It is a big, huge place though. And they do have a quiet section, but they don't let you sit there most of the time. They tell you it's closed. Chipotle is nearby. I can go get Chipotle if I don't want to spend 2 hours of my time at that restaurant. And their prices are constantly changing. One time I go there, it's $8.99. Another time I go there, it's $14.99. Another day I go there, it's $19.99. Another time, it's $24.99. I mean, what kind of business, what kind of organization are you running? You know? Whatever. It's still my favorite restaurant though. Doesn't change things. Ooh. I don't know if you're as tired as me, but all this eating got me kind of tired. I'm ready to go to bed. I think we're gonna wrap up for today. Oh, it was delicious though. I'm gonna eat it all up off camera. I'm gonna finish it. Maybe I'll just eat it with you guys. I'll just finish it now. By the way, have you guys watched that video from Andy Warhol where he's just sitting down and eating a burger? Today somebody told me about it. A friend of mine. We were out for a walk. I told him about Mukbang and he said, Andy Warhol. He said, like, I've watched that video like 1,000 times. I've rewatched it. How he eats a burger. So I was like, that's very interesting. Never even heard of that video. But actually, it's true. It exists. You can look it up on YouTube. Andy Warhol eating a burger. It's got over 1 million views, and what it is just basically him sitting down, eating the burger, making noise with his paper bag, with that paper bag of the burger, making a whole bunch of noise. And well, it's not very interesting. It's not particularly exciting. But it's Andy Warhol. Maybe that's why it's got so many views. But I was telling my friend, you know, Andy Warhol is the original YouTuber. Yeah. That's because before anybody else started making videos, posting them on YouTube, Andy Warhol had a whole bunch of videos made on various different subjects, and he's like the first mukbanger for the Western society. So many years back, you know, eating that burger on camera. He also filmed many other things, but he filmed so many other things. He's filmed his friends, basically him and his friends. And people watched. They continue to watch. His legacy lives on. And he's an icon nowadays. So what we're doing now is just redoing his contribution to the world. Just redoing it. You might ask me, Tsetsi, where did you learn how to use chopsticks? And I'll tell you. I'm not Korean. I'm not Chinese, even though some people have told me I look Chinese. I know I don't. I don't know how you can sit there and tell me I look Chinese. But at least 2 people have told me that. And one lady said, you definitely have something Chinese in you. Like your grandmother or something. I said, no. As far as I know, everybody's Bulgarian. Anyway, what I was trying to tell you is that oh yeah. Oh Jesus. I need a napkin. So, what I was trying to say is that I'm not Asian, I'm not Chinese, I'm not Korean, I'm not Malaysian or any other Asian nationality, but I learned to use chopsticks quite early on when I was in high school. I lived with my roommate. She was from, her name was Feng Fu. Let me tell you, she was a fiery woman, that one. Oh, there's a little bit of pickled ginger in here. I just found it. So, I was roommating with her, with Feng Fu, who was 24 years old and she was still in high school. That's because when they go to America, when they immigrate to America, their education doesn't count. So they have to start all over. So you know, she was trying to learn English and she was trying to catch up, but she looked like the rest of us, like 16, 17-year-olds. She was no different than us. She just was older by age, but not by appearance. As you know, Asian people age very gracefully, just as black people do. And what was I telling you now? Got 2 pigeons eating outside. Yeah, so I lived with her for many, many years. Okay, not that many years. 2 years at the most. Maybe 3. I don't know. The last 2-3 years of high school. I moved out of my parents' house. I was roommates with her. She had a boyfriend who was Chinese. Then she broke up with him. And she started dating a guy who looked like Keanu Reeves. And he was like Japanese American mix. Amazing. And she was very mean to me. She always made me clean the toilet, like clean everything. She always said, "Tsetsi, clean up. Clean the toilet. You never clean your toilet." Things like that. It's like, no man, I don't want to clean the toilet every time. You do it here and there. She was very demanding. She was half, well, I don't know if she was Chinese or Japanese, but she told me her parents lived in Japan in the beginning of her life, and then they moved to China. So what does that make her? Does that make her Chinese or Japanese? I don't know. But her name was Feng Fu, right? And then she told people that they can call her Tammy. Apparently Tammy is a very common name that Asian people in America use. Asian girls. Even though Feng Fu has nothing similar to Tammy, but she liked the name Tammy. And yeah, so she was always on my case. Tsetsi, do this. Tsetsi, do that. By the way, you guys, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. Press the subscribe button. I don't know which. I think it's down here. It's a red button. Press it. You're gonna get to see a lot more of my videos. And it's free. So, and Feng Fu She was a tiny little girl. Like, so tiny, so small. And like, guys were always hitting on her. And she was very well liked. Everybody liked her because she was beautiful. You know, she was just a very pretty girl. But anyway, I think that's about all I can handle for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for subscribing if you have already. If not, then think about it. Do it while you can, while you're still here, because sometimes, you know, when you forget, then after that you forget who it was, and you're trying to remember their name, but you can't remember their name, and you can't remember how to find them. So it's really best to just subscribe at the minute that you watch somebody and you like him or her. And I'm gonna be looking forward to your comments about this food. If I said anything wrong about it or about anything that I said, let me know. And if I can do anything to improve on my eating skills or on my purchasing skills for food or on my knowledge, also let me know. And I'll be happy to see you on my next video. Which hopefully will be a mukbang as well. I can't stop myself. Thanks for joining me on this eating adventure. Oh yeah, I was going to tell you. That's how I learned to use chopsticks, is through Feng Fu, my roommate. I watched her all the time, how she used them. And I watched her cook. I watched her eat her food. She worked at a Japanese restaurant. And that's how I got into Asian food and culture as well. I'm fascinated, by the way. The place I most would like to visit would be China, for now. I'm sure I'll visit all the other Asian countries, but for now, that's the country I want to visit first. And find out what it's about. And I'll see you, I'll eat with you again on my next adventure. Until then, take care of yourself. Bye.